Hello again. I've decided to continue my last video idea of solving paradoxes using only common sense, which you can check it out right here. So let's jump right in. First up, I like to call this one the God ain't all that paradox. It goes like this. Can God create a rock so heavy that he can't lift it? If he can't, then he is not omnipotent, since there's something he can't do. And if he can, well, then there's something he can't lift. So, still not omnipotent. Sounds like a lose-lose situation, which reminds me of my job. As you can see, this creates quite a looping conundrum. My solution? God would just make a quantum rock. What is a quantum rock, you ask? Well, think back to the Schrodinger's cat experiment. The cat, if not checked, will exist in two states simultaneously, life and death. I know it's more complicated than that, but we're using common sense here, folks. I'm not trying to explain quantum physics to you. So, this rock that God would create will be both liftable and unliftable until someone asks about it, at which point it will lock into one of two states. For example, if someone say, oh, this rock is unliftable by God, then the rock will lock in the state that it has always been liftable by God. Yes, it changes reality as we know it. And if someone say, oh, this rock is liftable by God, so he didn't create an unliftable rock. Gotcha, bitch! At which point, the rock will do the opposite. It will lock itself into the state where it has always been unliftable by God, satisfying the paradox. Only one slight problem. This will create a whole slew of other problems, like how our minds can be altered, and there is no free will, etc. So, it's best not to question the power of the big man upstairs.
It's all right. Just don't do that.
The Pinocchio one. Originally, I was gonna do the "this statement is false" paradox. But since it doesn't give me much to go with, and it costs too much time to explain it all, I decided to settle for this one. So, what would happen if Pinocchio says, my nose will grow? Will it stay normal? If it doesn't grow, he's lying, so it should grow. But if it does grow, then he's telling the truth, so it shouldn't grow, etc., creating again another looping conundrum. My take? Pinocchio's nose should only grow when he lies about something he has control over, or something he knew for a fact that is not true. I mean, think about it. His nose growing out meant to be a punishment for being deceitful.
But the fact Pinocchio's nose didn't grow make it becomes a lie, right?
If that's the case, then everything comes out of Pinocchio's mouth will make his nose longer. What do I mean by this?
What do you mean by that?
Everything can be subjective. If he says good morning, what is good about the morning? Maybe it was good for him. Maybe it wasn't good for someone else. It sounds stupid if the growing mechanism worked this way. So all in all, his nose wouldn't grow out, since he's saying something he has no control over. Although, if his nose would really react to everything he say, he can use it to predict the future, maybe play the lottery. Ooh, now that would be a good Netflix show idea. Pinocchio abusing his power. Okay, let's move on to the last one. The Grandpa Paradox. I'm sure you've heard this one before. You go back in time, off your grandpa, and then poof, you don't exist no more. But if you don't exist, then who's there to off your grandpa? And the loops continue over and over again. Okay, this one's a doozy, so first, let's set the timeline. Your grandpa meeting your grandma started a family, and around 70 years later, you decided to travel back in time and put your grandpa to sleep forever. So, after that, the timeline would look something like this. Your timeline, specifically from your point of view, would be a knot tying itself into the main timeline. Now, in the eyes of the universe, this has always been what meant to be. Either your grandma is carrying a child or not. Whether you would ever be born or not, your grandfather would always be absent, killed by an unknown assailant for unknown reason.
It was me, Barry.
Can future you turn back in time to see and stop you from committing this atrocious act? Will forever be a mystery, because I'm just here to explain that there won't be an endless loop and things would become much more complicated, but eventually the universe would set itself straight again. So, you've reached the end of the video. That means you enjoy my yapping session. So please, like and subscribe, since it helps me a lot. Keep me motivated making more of these type of video. If you want to hear my opinion about any paradoxes or just trick question in general, please comment down below and I would do my best to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.